Hello guys, it's me, Bon Fox, and today we're actually back to making videos. Yes, finally after my long hiatus, I'm finally gonna stop taking these insanely long breaks. But if you want to know something before we start, obviously link to the Discord in the description. However, also, I'm making a mod for Age of History 2, so if you want to see the development of the mod and maybe even make suggestions to it, then the forum page is in the description link. So today I'm going to be making a mapping video, following back to those, on what would happen if the Fertile Crescent united. So basically, I'll do some explanation, since most of you probably don't know what the idea is. So, Fertile Crescent is basically all these nations, and Israel too. However, there was actually a plan to unite it. I think it was during the end of World War II, when all of this area was controlled by colonial powers. I think it also had Kuwait, however, I'm not 100% sure. Realistically, this would probably maybe be a bit difficult to happen. Again, never say never. This could happen. However, now's not time to talk about it. Now it's time to actually make the video. So my idea for this is obviously the state gets united under a monarchy, so it becomes an empire basically. And also NATO, the EU, and all these other defensive alliances don't exist, including the UN. So invading will be much easier. And now we have Kuwait here. Yeah, Kuwait. I am very, very sorry. However, Kuwait, sometimes things seem to happen. So, Kuwait's terrain is quite deserty, as most of the Middle East is. However, frankly, basically this whole area is a region of desert, so I imagine their troops are used to that, so Kuwait would be very easy to invade. And in like six, maybe a week, so like 6 days, maybe a week, Kuwait dies. I am so sorry, Kuwait. However, it is the fate for all random nations. Anyways, so now obviously they're gonna get annexed. I mean, I don't really see what would be the point of making a puppet for this. So obviously, rip Kuwait. You had a good run, didn't you? And another nation that's gonna get kicked in the butt in like 3 seconds is gonna be Cyprus. So obviously they declare war on Cyprus. And yeah, this might take a little bit more time for their troops to arrive. And also Cyprus is more mountainous, so some troops land in the north and some land in the south. Now, this kind of sparks a thing with Turkey. Turkey does think that it may be a bit more time to take before war. However, yeah, they are very much preparing their troops. So now I'm gonna introduce a new color to the series. This color I call the not warring yet. However, maybe you should look out for that. So yeah, new color. I hope you guys enjoy it. But now it's the time to invade. So, the south gets absolutely annihilated and Cyprus just surrenders. And obviously they're gonna get annexed again. What's the point of making a puppet out of this? And now Turkey is like, alright. Again, still not going to invade. However, I am keeping a big close eye on you. And now the Fertile Crescent decides to ask Bahrain if they want to get annexed, and Bahrain obviously doesn't want that. However, it's not like they really have much of a choice, so yeah, they get annexed. And now the Fertile Crescent state declares war on not Bhutan, Qatar, and well, Doha is really all there is in Qatar, so obviously they die. Get annexed. However, now it's time for a big invasion, and that's called Saudi Arabia. So the Fertile Crescents decide that they are ready. Saudi Arabia is, from what I know, somewhat flat. So invading it should be quite simple. But obviously they do still have a big military and the support of the US. So the US once again is like, oh boy, I ain't happy with you guys. However, once again, just like all the other nations, they don't immediately declare war. However, again, just like Turkey, keeping a big close eye on them, because that's how you do it. But even then, even if they did invade, then they'd probably just pull out like they do. So now they have two nations. Okay, I think whatever. So now I have two nations which are quite angry at them. So realistically, it would probably start. The invasion would probably be quite simple. In fact, I think they'll even make some naval landings off the coast, and Qatar would be quite useful here. Saudi Arabia would probably more so try to defend these areas, the more southern areas, since they have more people living in them and therefore, more important. So the Empire of the Fertile Crescent just absolutely blitzkriegs through this area, but then they reach this part. Yeah, now it's gonna get a little bit tough for them, so they begin making some strides. They decide to do a bit of an encirclement. However, the encirclement is broken. And in fact, Saudi Arabia regains this land. And then the Fertile Crescent is like, oh boy, this is gonna be much tougher than I thought. And Turkey is like, alright boys, it's time to prepare. And their troops are basically at the border. And the second that they finish annexing Saudi Arabia, then Turkey will invade. So now the Fertile Crescent is obviously smart and knows this, so they have a little bit of troops on the Turkish border. However, now they just continue. So the Saudi capital Riyadh is actually located at like the center, I think, which is not very good for the Fertile Crescent, since that's gonna be a lot of invading. However, they just decide to, okay, boys, it's time for a large encirclement. Boop boo, bam, and they take what I assume is the capital. However, obviously, Saudi Arabia doesn't just instantly surrender, since they have Jeddah, Mecca, quite a lot of things, and however, oopsies, and obviously they're obviously getting closer to those areas. However, it's still not the end for them, but now they're kind of in a bad situation. Their coast is all taken. Most of the regions are just dead at this point, so they think that maybe surrendering is a good idea. So now Saudi Arabia is occupied, and they're not gonna get annexed. However, something will happen, something known as puppeting. So I'm gonna just try something. So I think it would be like this, where okay, no, actually I think it would be like this, where they gain some territory, and Saudi Arabia obviously would be landlocked, since this happens. And I can tell that there is a random pixel here, so you know what, that pixel is dead. So now that's new territory for the Fertile Crescent state. Saudi Arabia is yellow to indicate that they're a puppet now. And everyone except the Saudis are happy. So Turkey is like, oh boy, now they have the borders I've always wanted, the Ottoman borders. And yes, these were intentionally Ottoman. So, yeah, oopsies, I made a little bit of a mistake here. So now, as it gets annexed, basically all of the Middle East is like, oh boy, this is not gonna be good for us. And Turkey is like, alright boys, attack! and they declared war on the state, on the empire of the Fertile. Ah, you shuckers. Whatever, no, that's enough for it to be a war, whatever. So now they invade. They take this weird region, I don't know what it's called, but it sure was given to Turkey during World War II. And yeah, they occupy it, and Turkey's like, really, we don't care. Now, the problem with Turkey is mountains. Not to mention, Azerbaijan will also join the war with Turkey on the Turkish side. However, something cool and interesting happens. Boom, Armenia joins. Even Greece decides to join. And I just realized that painting them will be an absolute hog. So let's just do this. Boom. So now Turkey is not in the best situation. The border with Azerbaijan is not very large. In fact, it's quite small. Very small, in fact. And Armenia decides that it's time to use a bit of military might. And they manage to take Artsakh. And they kind of sweep through absolutely quickly. And Russia is happy, and Baku is taken, and oh my goodness. And Azerbaijan falls. They fall very quickly. It's not fun for them. But it was not very fun for the Armenians either. And Turkey is like, oh shucks, now we have to deal with two boys. And now Greece invades from the west. And Istanbul, or I guess as it's now called Constantinople, dead. And obviously the Fertile Crescent decides to invade to this area, since the mountains here not exactly the best place to invade. However, they do make small advances. Not big, but small advances. Man, this is like the second mapping video where Turkey just got absolutely smashed. Now I feel bad. And Greece continues invading. And now Russia is quite happy since their ally has a border with them, and Armenia starts to do a little bit of invasions here, and is like, and Turkey is like, okay guys, I think we are a bit of a lost cause. This war is kind of destroyed us. We know we're going to lose, so they surrender. And now here we'll do borders. So unfortunately, I remember the recolor tool is stupid and makes the lines look like this for some reason. But so be it. So Greece takes this area. Armenia decides to not take any land from Turkey, but does indeed take Nagorno-Karabakh. And yeah, the Fertile Crescent state decides to go up to this area in the peace treaty. So unfortunately, you're just gonna need to look at these borders. However, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and bye.